Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another great edition of No Love Philly, the podcast dedicated to artists, activists, musicians, comedians, performers, breweries, basically anybody that makes the city of Philadelphia and the surrounding area as awesome as it is. Man, today we got an awesome podcast for you. It's a brief podcast. It's a small podcast. It's not very long at all. But that's because there was a lot of stuff going on, and it was awesome, and everybody needed to check it out, and nobody knew if they had to go perform or if they had to go listen to a band. But we made it happen like we always do. This time around, we are interviewing Madam West. Man, if you haven't heard of Madam West, you definitely need to check them out. They're from New York. They're from the Bronx, I believe, from Brooklyn. I'm not sure. I will double check it right now because I want to make sure that I have my facts straight. I don't want to be lying to you guys. You don't want me to lie to you, right? So let's see what we got here. And you'll have to forgive me because I am a forgetful person and I forget what we have going on. Brooklyn, yo. They're from Brooklyn. And they were playing at Tralfamadore. And I love going back to Tralfamadore because Maddie's so awesome. The whole team, the whole crew, the way that he runs it, it's just an awesome place, man. It's like where I find myself, I guess you can say. Like every time I get there, man, I just feel like a piece of me is there, and I find out something else about myself, and I love it, man. But back to Madam West, they are a synth pop duo. They are a psych soul sunshine band according to their Facebook. We catch up with Todd, Sophie, Mike, Will, Jory, who are from all parts of the world. Of these United States. You got Brooklyn, Phoenix, Erie, Houston, but they're kicking ass, man. And we talk about a lot of stuff. We talk about crazy tour stories. We talk about their latest album. We talk about their single L, which is like, it's just so magically produced, man. They've just done such a wonderful job with it. We talk about basement shows in New York, and we talk about the New York Philly corridor. It's a good one, man, and I'm really happy that I got to catch up with them because I know it's one of Maddie's favorite bands, and I was just happy to get to speak with them. This podcast is also, we're doing a little something different. We're going to do a show list now. What I did is I posted up in Philadelphia DIY Collaborative, which if you do not know by now is my favorite Facebook group dedicated to Philadelphia DIY. And the reason is because so much happens, man. So many connections are made. You can literally get into that group and say, hey, man, I'm looking for a show. I need a place to play. Somebody's going to hit you up, man. They're going to find out what it is that you're into. They're going to see what your music is like. And they're going to hit you up and they're going to say, yeah, man, I got something for you. I love that group because things happen there. It's not just talk. Things actually happen, and I love that. So these are shows that are happening in Philadelphia. They're not in any particular order because I didn't take the time out to create an Excel spreadsheet or anything. But here we go. So we have Slinko and McKee's playing on Thursday, June 15th at Sweeney's Saloon. And then you've got Tapes and Tubes with Austin Potter playing on Sunday, June 25th at Bourbon and Branch. We have Sunday at the Barbary, Tectonic, Solar Circuit, and Montage. We've actually had Solar Circuit on the podcast before, and they are awesome. Let's see what we have from Evan Campbell. Evan Campbell wants us to know that on June 10th, we have Deflector, Sour Spirit, and Naps going down at All Night Diner. And then you know what else is going on the 10th, I believe? Oh yeah, buddy. Dude, you've got Camp Candle, man. We've got Camp Candle performing at the Barbary on the 10th of June. You definitely want to make sure they check out. They just dropped a new album, and that shit is awesome. Oh yeah, Downtrotter, Sister Munch, Dunning-Kruger at Century. This is at the end of the month. I'm going to click on this right now. This is June 22nd. And it's taking place at Century. It's at 1350 South 29th Street, 19146. It's at 7 p.m. It's over by 10:30, man, and it's no joke. $5, all caps. Downtrotter, dude. I'm trying to set up an interview with them right now. I cannot wait for that to happen. Oh, and then there's Brianna again. There we go. The Barbary, 610. Don't you forget that Camp Candle show, man. It's gonna be awesome. Looks like we have Lyle's Original Music Night, no cover charge, on June 9th. Friday, June 9th at Tom and Jerry Sports Pub at 1006 McDade Boulevard, Holmes, Pennsylvania, 19033. That looks interesting. Let's check that out. And then you've got Broadcast, Kinder, Kinder Than Wolves and Hat and Boots at the Fire, June 8th. I hope you still have space. So we can see what we can do. Got that on there. That's going down at the Fire. Everybody know that's on Girard. Broadcast Kinder Than Wolves, Hat and Boots on June 8th. Let's see what else we got. Oh, some dude from Michigan plays in a band called Outside, and he's playing the Pharmacy on June 16th. That's going to be awesome. Where's the Pharmacy? It's at 1300 South 18th Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19146. I hope you guys are writing this down. I should have told you to grab a pen and a pad, but I didn't. Friday night, another 6-9 show at Kung Fu Necktie. We have Illustrium, we have Bodis, we have False Gods at Kung Fu Necktie. It's going to be awesome. You got Darlington, an EP release show. Hey, congrats, man. Congrats, Darlington. It's going down at June 11th at Bourbon and Branch. That's going to be, thank you, Jack Shouty, for sharing that. Oh, ripping on a house show with the Steady Hands and a Head Spell on the 19th. This is going on. Is this the one? This is from Home Outgrown Presents. Steady Hands is a solo act. You got Summer Brews from Indiana, I'm guessing. And, yeah, I don't quite know where this one's going down, but it's happening. Google that shit, man. Google it. And I bet you if you Google Home Outgrown and you Google Steady Hands, June 19th, you're going to find out where it's at, man. You're going to find it. And then that's it, man. That's all I've got. If you got a show that you want me to mention, if you want me to list it off and you want me to tell everybody else that where it's happening and what's going down, you just let me know, man. I'll try to make that shit happen. There was a dude that messaged me. But I think he was on this list. He messaged me and he was asking if I could promote his show. And let me see what we got here. I'm wondering if he's still here in the old message box. Let me see here. Is it? No, it's not that dude. That's it, man. I guess that's all I have for right this second. But yeah, man, those are the shows that are going on. I want to take you guys back. We're gonna check out this interview from Madam West. Super cool people, man. God, the thing I love about this, I love interviewing people, right? That's one of my favorite fucking things to do. But I love it even more when I get to meet cool different people, and I love when I get to interview bands from New York, because I think that just puts a whole different perspective on shit. And like I say, man, their album is beautifully produced. That song L just kills it. I mean, super high quality. They really know what they wanted, and I'm excited. And then we're going to have an interview here pretty soon with the Bad Tequila Experience, who are such wonderful, awesome people. They're very committed to their craft, super committed. They want everything to be perfect, and they do a great job. And I'm really looking forward to airing that. That should air on Monday. And I'm hoping to have Downtrotter on by Thursday. I hope we can link up sometime next week to make that happen. But for now, it's Madam West coming all the way from Brooklyn, New York. Enjoy this podcast. It was all outside Tralfamadore in a beautiful summer evening, spring evening. I don't know what you would call it. I just know that it was awesome, man. And I love those situations where I get to actually be like, on location and getting to interview these bands, and there's different things going on, people passing by, you can hear streetcars, you can hear you just get the feel of the city, and I love that. And I'm so happy that I got to interview them. Thank you very much, Maddie, for letting me come by the place and interview these folks. I really appreciate you being so welcoming of me into your home. I really do appreciate it a great deal. And without any further ado, it's a short podcast. I think that my intro was probably longer, but if you do have more shows, go ahead and send them in. And without any further ado, here's Madam West. Enjoy it. Thank you so. Well, that's another thing. I guess sorry to keep this going, but dudes, everybody listening, thank you so much, man. Like, I cannot tell you how much it means to me that you guys are listening, and I can tell. I can tell just through like the downloads that we get. And I'm just so thankful, like just extremely thankful to everybody who has allowed me to interview them. Everybody who has let me in their venue, everybody who has opened their doors and let me into their homes or their places to interview them. I really love this. I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things in the world. And I don't want to stop it. I'm just so thankful and appreciative. And I love you all, whoever's listening. Because I love this shit, man. Like, I'm never going to stop doing this. Like, I love it. Headed to the moon, man. But for now, Here we go, Madam West. Enjoy this fucking interview because I enjoyed doing it. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Speaking voice sound like?
Hey, this is me right here. Hello.
Joy, what do you sound like?
I speak when I sound like this. Yes, I do.
All right.
It is true.
Hi, this is my speaking voice. Is that good?
Yours is the best, actually.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, man. So we are live. We're running here. Why don't you guys tell me who you are? And, well, actually, so just so that the listeners know, we are in South Philly, right, literally outside of Tralfamadore. The Bad Tequila Experience is performing right now. So we get to check out their set existentially. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah. With our ears through the basement window.
So who are you guys? Where are you from? Give us your names, your instruments, the band you play in. I want to know it all.
Sure. We're called Madam West. We're here from Brooklyn, New York. My name is Sophie, and I sing and I play a loop pedal.
My name's Todd. I play keyboards and synths.
I play the bass, and my name is Jory.
Hi, I'm Will. I play the guitar.
Fucking A, man. So what brought you guys all the way out to Philly?
Well, we're on our first Southeast tour. Actually, this is the tail end. We started in Athens, Georgia, and we've come all the way up, hitting a few towns on the way. And Philly, I think 6th Borough is very apt for that because we have played a lot of really great shows here and made a lot of really great friends. So we love coming back here.
Congratulations on your first tour, man. Has it been awesome?
It has been.
Yeah, every place has just been completely different. Like different crowds, different kinds of venues, just bands doing completely different stuff. It's been really eye-opening for us.
Any have you guys, so during that time span, have you guys had any crazy tour stories, any crazy shit that's happened while you guys have been on tour?
Well, I had an experience in Raleigh where a woman, probably mentally ill, wandered into the bar, and she was in the bathroom, and it was just the two of us, and she cornered me a bit and just kind of point blank asked me if I knew if there was a website for lesbians, and I was really taken aback. I wasn't really sure why me and what that was, where that was going to go. So ultimately I just kind of fumbled for words, and now she kind of got closer and closer to me. I backed into the door and said, it's called Tinder, Tinder. It's for everyone. And then I just kind of bounced.
Anybody else similar experience, different experience, anything?
All my bathroom trips have been conflict-free, I think, for the most part. Just me, my body doing its thing. It's been nice.
That's awesome, man. And then being a dude, it's awesome when you get that left-hand stall, and then the dude that comes in takes the far right stall. You know what I mean? There's always that one asshole, though, that goes for that middle stall, and you're like, dick, dude, why?
Yeah, you want to stay at least 3 feet away from every other male, or else something might happen. You might lose a bit of your masculinity.
Something happens, right?
Speaking of bathrooms, I have to say, the Southeast has its kind of anti-bathroom ban game on point. There are just all kinds of, gender-neutral, unified bathroom signs that are just kind of F you to, what's going on. And on our Instagram, I actually took some photos of all of the great kind of counter-bathroom sign culture that's happening throughout the Southeast. In North Carolina especially, and in Virginia, too.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that? Can you explain that a little bit? So what do you mean anti-bathroom?
So I'm going to put Will on.
All right, cool.
I think it seems, and this is all anecdotal, but after House Bill 2 and all the controversies of that, there's a lot of effort in music communities or other art communities to make sure people are aware that they're not going to kick you out of the bathroom if they consider your gender to not be what you say it is. So there's a lot of people are making gender neutral bathrooms out of their men's and women's bathrooms.
Got it. And you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. It's probably because I'm so far removed from it, right? That I never noticed it, and I didn't know I'm from Texas, right? So
Cheers, me too.
Oh, right. What part?
Yeah. Dallas.
It's El Paso.
Oh, wow.
So I'm the asshole of Texas.
Yeah,
right?
you're very far away from Dallas.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway.
But so what it was never, I never noticed it. There were never like rights issues or people like standing up for that. But then you come over here to the East Coast and it's like, no, we take that shit really serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it was even like in the scene in general, like there's a huge push to find like non-binary bands or LGBTQ shows that are just specifically for that. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing to like kind of like look at and absorb. Like, wow, this is happening here. And I almost feel like the East, and it's probably true on the West. I haven't been so far out west that I know, but
Yeah, me neither.
so I feel like the kind of like the East that I know of is kind of like leading this idea of and really pushing that forward and being like, no, we're doing this, and
Yeah.
suck it, it's happening. You know what I mean? And what are you going to do about it? So, getting back to music and tour, how do you guys describe your sound?
There's been a lot of discussion about this in the band because a lot of places where you put your music only give you one or two words to really describe it, and I've really been going with alt soul because I think we've all listened to a lot of early 2000s rock and indie bands, and that definitely is a heavy influence on our sound, but we're also really influenced by a lot of neo soul artists, especially right now, people like Hiatus Coyote, Esperanza Spalding, Erykah Badu, Anderson .Paak. There's just a lot of really amazing new music out there that kind of fires us up and has had us thinking in new ways.
So I checked out your I think it was Bandcamp. It must have been. It's whatever link Maddie shared, and you guys have that one song on there. One thing that I noticed right off the bat is how well orchestrated it is. It's very well put together. And who produced that? Who recorded? You guys have that recorded? Who did the mastering on that? I'm super curious because it was just very well put together. I mean, I feel like every hi-hat is exactly where it belongs. So, can anybody give me information about that?
Well, for the hi-hats, I'll give credit to our drummer Mike, who just walked up.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
What's
Hey,
up, Mike?
But in general, it's something that we've put a lot of thought into lately. This latest batch of songs that we've done, and actually some stuff that we're about to record, is with a really talented engineer named Oliver Ignatius, who runs a studio in Brooklyn called Mama Coco's Funky Kitchen. It's a studio and kind of artist collective that has a lot of different, I would say, persuasions of artists attached to it, and does a lot of things around sort of cross promotion and shows and things like that. But he's it's hard to talk about music, but I think if you check out the Madam West Bandcamp, you can kind of hear the results. I mean, what we were really looking for was something that sounded, I think, as live as possible. The instruments to sound like the instruments, and to have it, not have necessarily like a super pop kind of sheen on it, but to have everything be just like a little detuned. Like the keyboard that I'm playing was just something that a friend had loaned him that was sitting in his studio. It was this 67 Wurlitzer that was in okay shape, and it was a little out of tune, and it just had like this great, like I sat down and some of the parts that I put on L, which I think is our latest single, which is out on vinyl.
That's the one that I heard.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of those parts just kind of like came out sitting down at that instrument and hearing some of the tones. And I've played it that way ever since, as I've traveled on other boards. But so a lot of it was just like all acoustic instruments. That was kind of Yeah, we just tried to get like a lot of little sounds. We'll say we had a huge grand piano, and we would just kind of like hit notes and let them ring and mic them up and stuff like that. So just trying to get like sounds of wood and things like that.
It sounds so crisp. That's the only way that I can really like I don't know, man. It just sounded so solid and well put together.
Will and I also spend a lot of time trying to stay out of each other's way. It's the keyboard versus guitar duality, and so we try to figure out, where everybody's going to be, and there's a lot of that kind of, it's like you got to take a driving test for each song.
Is that a hard thing to do with so many members in the band? Like,
On that note, yeah, playing guitar for a band that's like led by a keyboard is a really interesting thing. You learn a lot as a guitarist. when you get out of the scenario where you're the only instrument, like covering up that middle range or playing those rhythm parts. So it's a great learning experience to work around, so you're not like muddling up that zone. That's how I learned how to play guitar for this band. But any other comments on mixing or Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Hey, how you doing? I guess the one thing that I would add to everything that Todd just said is that the crisp sound, to me, the thing that you can't hear on any of the recordings is that that's the result of several months of iterating on those songs, and they don't start out sounding that crisp at all. Yeah. We'll start with the form, and Jory's great at iterating that and getting those the hit figures in there. And then it's not until just about before we record, maybe a week or two before, that we really kind of make sure that instruments aren't stepping on each other's toes from a tone perspective. But that to me is, I think, the thing that just can't ever come through.
Or in the case of Elle, Will just wrote an amazing, crazy bridge that, like, in earlier versions of the song, like videos online and stuff, wasn't even in there. But it really like clicked, like the 3-part male and female harmonies and the like kind of Joni Mitchell section in there that he just kind of wrote and just popped in, and everything really clicked at the studio. But that we had kind of all the pieces in place before that. And a note on mastering, all of our tunes for the past couple of years or so have been mastered at Salt Mastering by Paul Gold, who's just this really prolific mastering engineer. We've been to his studio, and he's kind of like Willy Wonka in like this amazing little rocket ship, like over all this incredible analog equipment. And he actually mastered Elle for vinyl, which I think gives it this really like warm kind of 70s perfect for vinyl feel that just really works.
That's another New York cat as well, is that right?
Yeah, he's in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
All right. So it's interesting you called Philly the sixth borough, right? I am obsessed right now with this idea that I have of this New York Philadelphia corridor is what I'm calling it, because I don't have another way to describe it. And it's obviously something that's existed forever. I mean, it's no secret that bands from New York have come to play Philadelphia and vice versa. But I'm absolutely like I don't know, enthralled with this idea that there's this travel and there's this communication between people from here and people from New York, and this constant trade-off of music that comes through.
Totally.
Have you guys made a lot of Philly connections or Philly bands that come out to New York to play?
I'd say the first time we played Philly, actually, a few years ago, was with a band that we had met through the Brooklyn basement scene. So it's kind of yeah, I definitely think so. I think it's, you go from one basement to another basement, and then you find out about a venue that's really great or a booker that's really great, all through that cross-pollination. I don't think that's easy to do in kind of an anonymous online setting. I think it's a lot easier within kind of the house show culture to do that.
Yeah, the corridor is very real and it's very literal. I mean, all of these connections are really just like face to face, like watching somebody play a bunch of their songs and talking about it afterwards.
So one of the things that I did a 5-part series on basement shows here in Philly, and it just took place here at Tralfamadore and at Slime Time Live. I don't know if you guys have been out there, but it was over a 2-day festival that they were having, and we just kind of talked about it. And I was asking, so there are basement shows that go down in New York then?
Tons, yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Tell me about that. I want to know. I want to know about that. Are they bigger than here, or like space wise? Is it smaller? Is it more condensed? Is it what? I'm so enthralled with this idea of New York and what the fuck goes down there. You know what I mean? Only being an hour and 45 minutes away.
Yeah. I would say from a layout perspective, they're similar-ish size. The places people get duplex apartments, like they'll rent out the first floor and they'll get the basement. And, as long as it's not one of those deals where the landlord's trying to like call it a bedroom in the basement, which is totally illegal, it could just like turn into a rehearsal space, venue space.
And so there's tons of them throughout.
Yeah, they come and go, as roommates fray and compensate, and and whatnot. But at any given time, I think there's a good number of them.
So one of the things that we discussed was how the reason why these basement shows and the basement scene started popping up, a lot of it had to do with bands finding it difficult to either book at venues or to work with venues on several different aspects. Is it just as difficult to work with venues in New York as it's perceived to be here in Philly?
Yeah, I think the word that you'll hear a lot is just draw. And one of the major complaints about the New York scene is that most venues don't have an independent draw. So much of the onus is on the bands and their team, their promoter, if they have one, if they're lucky enough to have a promoter working with them, to bring people out to the show. Whereas when you're going to a house show, you're going for the experience. You know that there's going to be a room upstairs where you can talk, and it's not just going to be loud the whole time. You know that, there's going to be this informal atmosphere. So as a band playing a house show, you kind of know that there's going to be a built-in draw. There's going to be a built-in group of people that are just there to hang out and see music, which is I think something that a lot of venues, can't or won't provide, sometimes just due to basic economic needs. Oh, okay.
And they're not going to kick you off to put on a DJ at 11,
So does that happen?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Like you'll
Oh, yeah.
have
Everywhere.
That seems to be like an odd thing. So you'll have like a band playing and then a DJ just comes up and it turns into a dance party, or
Yeah. That's how it works. It's I guess I don't guess. I know that it gets people out to dance, and some DJs are great. I've had many a fun dance party after playing a show, but it does mean you have a lot of hard cuts in New York. Just like you have to get in, get out really quickly, get all your equipment out. People that say you can't even have like your guitar next to the DJ booth, even if you're gonna stay here, something like that. Yeah.
So is it hard to book venues in New York, and is it hard to jump on bills, or does everybody work together, or is it really a lot of competition? Is it I imagine New York being like super cutthroat. That's the idea that I have. So
Oh yeah, man, we crawled our way to the top.
I think that there's a perceived competition where it really when you think that way and you think there's only room in the scene for one sort of jazz-ish soul band, or there's only room in the scene for one all boy or all girl punk band, then you really just start being little ants all climbing over each other, and there never really is a top. But it really is when you form groups, you form collectives, you form small labels, that you start to have that power as a group to book those residencies at venues, to bring all of your friends out. And it's almost like a big Jewish family where you're all kind of guilting each other to come to each other's shows, and then that just kind of grows. And that's how I felt working with the small label that we've been working with, Florida Records, and with Mama Coco's Funky Kitchen. It's really all about building that community.
So you're saying you're working with this label. What are you doing with them, or what's happening with that?
So Florida Records is a pretty new, I think only about a year and a half old venture by Ruben Sindo Acosta and Jason. What's Jason's last name? We're looking it up on Facebook. Stay tuned. But they
There's one Jason in New York. I'm sure it's him.
They've pressed some vinyls for bands,
which is expensive.
Which is really expensive, which is what had really prevented us from doing it before this point. And also, Ruben works in a record store in Brooklyn, was able to get our vinyls in that record store physically, and just to be a band in 2017 and know that your thing is physically being sold in a store is really just an amazing feeling. So those two things were really great. It's also just the kind of aesthetic of the label itself is, embracing the weird, embracing the freaky, embracing the different, and just all the bands sound very different, but there is kind of a shared lack of too cool for schoolness that a lot of Brooklyn aesthetic kind of is. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think we have to go on in a second.
Oh, wow. Man. All right. Well, thank you all very much for being a part. It's going to be a short podcast, but I really appreciate you guys taking time out to speak with me, missing a set, and I don't want to keep you any longer. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Where do people get a hold of you?
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you so much. You can find us on, I'm going to quiz the band. You can find us on
we're anywhere on the internet. Just Google Madam West. We're on Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. Not like Madame, but Madam, and West as in East, but not.
But
yeah.
not. All right.
But yeah, we're all over the place. You can stream it or download or check out our Bandcamp.
Awesome, man. I recommend everybody check it out. It's very well produced. You guys definitely know what you're doing. I think you guys are doing an excellent job. Thank you very much for taking time out to speak with me. Good luck on tonight's performance, and I hope to see you guys in Philly again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.